Hey, so I've got an update for you about my health. I was in the ER until about 2 a.m. last night. It's a miracle that I'm not in there right now, but there's a reason for that. They didn't have an MRI machine available for me and wouldn't for the next 12 hours to up to like 3 or 4 days. So I would have been hospitalized waiting for this MRI the whole time. And why I need an MRI? I might have what is called Cauda equina syndrome. I might be pronouncing it wrong, obviously. It's basically potentially a spinal cord injury, lower spine, and I'll give you guys an explanation as to how that's happening. It's this whole situation that I'm going through right now is really traumatizing. So I've been sitting up for almost 7 years now, and a lot of you guys have been following me since before all this even started. A lot of you are new right now too, but year 7 almost here, sleeping sitting up, 6.5 roughly, maybe a little bit more than that. I was sitting up, and in my sleep I started leaning back. A gap developed at the bottom of my spine, and so there was no support on my spine. And imagine sleeping while that's happening. I woke up in a lot of pain. It's unbelievable, really, actually. As if everything that I've been going through right now hasn't been enough. This happened and showed up, and hey, another trial for you. And the thing is, though, I knew about it for a while, and I was working on going to see a spinal surgeon for it. I told my doctor about it. I'm like, yeah, I unfortunately had really bad spine pain. The next thing I know, I'm running to the bathroom, and he's like, go to the ER. And I said, well, it happened once before, and it wasn't too bad. I think I'll just schedule the spine surgeon. And he said, well, ideally, you should go to the ER. But I chose to not go. But unfortunately, I've been struggling to get rides to go to my appointments. Since I have akathisia, it's really not a good idea to take an Uber and go to my appointments, because if I start groaning or grunting or screaming in some stranger's car that doesn't know that I have a neurological condition, it's not the best option. And then even those government-funded, health insurance-funded transportation services, that wouldn't be very good either. At least, I don't know. I've done them in the past, but when you feel this sick and are having akathisia, and I've never really had it in public except for hospitals, but the thought of having that happen in some stranger's car by myself, no, please no. Not only for traumatizing myself, but for other people. And just imagine, just out of the blue, you just start screaming and horrible nerve pain and pacing back and forth and stuff. And like I said, it's never happened, and I've taken rides before, and I have a medication that sort of helps that I take in emergencies. But no, absolutely not. But going to this ER was very frightening, because not for the ride. My father took me, thankfully, for now. And it's frightening for me because having akathisia while sleep deprived, that alone is your suffering. And I have to go to a hospital that contributed to, possibly is, yeah, they did actually. They contributed to my brain injury, the tardive dyskinesia, and maybe even the akathisia. I gotta go there and hope to God that I don't have an episode of akathisia and them shoot me up with one of their drugs to try and shut it off, instead of them, helping comfort me through the symptoms. And so I'm so disturbed, guys. I'm so disturbed. There's a woman, those of you in the akathisia community, this is like a broad spectrum of people right now. Those of you in the akathisia community will know that there's a woman that had a heart attack and held off going to the hospital because akathisia. Because akathisia. Heart attack. Turns out she had a heart attack. So I like literally might have almost severed my spine and was in the worst pain imaginable. And akathisia, hey, let me get in the way of your life some more. So, yeah. I'm a Christian. Not a very good one sometimes, but hey, that's the whole point. I know God's sovereign, right? I should look at you guys instead of watering the grass so much. I know God's sovereign in it all. And I've had a lot go on, and I know that I don't have much control over my life to an extent. And that wisdom says, hey, learn what you do have control over and do your best to control it. But last night with my spine, that was a topper. I gotta go get an MRI. I gotta go see a spine surgeon and pray that I don't need spine surgery, and if I do, that it's not bad. Ehlers Danlos Syndrome, hashtag or something. Just trying to be funny. Struggling with poverty because I'm disabled, struggling to work. Can't work. Can barely draw and make videos. I'd be on YouTube right now and I'd be fine. On YouTube. I would have been year 7 in on this channel, would have been totally fine. Can't do it. So learning the little control that I have over life. I'm laughing at the garden hose. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm recording a video here. Not just thinking out loud. The little bit of control. There are things I can do, but when it gets to the point to where, hey, it's your spine, and all you can do is hope to God that these doctors can help you out and not drug you and injure your brain more while you're already going through really hard stuff. And then, like, how do you sleep sitting up after spine surgery? If I sleep sitting down, I have akathisia, and I even like start going psychotic from not sleeping right. Wasn't as bad until the meds, but how am I supposed to do that? I got a phone call from someone, so it's a friend that's helped out. I better answer it. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's been, yeah. Pray for me, and if anybody's donating, let me know if there's any issues with the website, and you please let me know like right away if you're having a hard time donating, and I'll fix that for you. If you're new, subscribe. I'll go into more detail later. Bye.